So we're going to start laying down on our back. If you want to use your bolster, you can behind your knees. If you want to pop your blanket over you, you can. If you want to pop your eye pillow on. At home, just whatever you have available. It doesn't have to be specific yoga items. It could just be cushions or pillows from your bed. So take your time. Just get yourself nice and comfy on your back. And if for whatever reason it doesn't feel comfortable to be on your back, you're welcome just to roll over onto your side and reposition instead. We're going to be here for at least 5 minutes. And you might have already closed your eyes or covered with the eye pillow, or you might do that now. And just a little tuck of the chin into your chest. So welcome to Yin. If we've not met, I'm Karine. You don't need to know anything about Yin. I will explain the kind of practice as we go through it. But in simplest terms, we are going to hold our shapes anything from a minute to 3 minutes. So yin practice is normally about 3 minutes, but we've got an hour, so we want to get a few shapes in. And we want to try and be still if we can, soft if we can, and just meet ourselves exactly as we are. So we'll start with a little bit of self-inquiry. Let's move awareness to the body. So your physical body. Might be a specific part that you are instantly drawn to for one reason or another. You might just become aware of the weight of the whole of your body or the shape of your body. And this self-inquiry is without judgment or without criticism. It's a practice of observation, a practice of just noticing things as they are. So is there anything, first of all, that you notice about your physical body without judgment, without criticism? And then come to bring your awareness to the breath. So just your natural breath for now, exactly as it is. There's no need to force, there's no need to change. Just having an awareness of your breath. The inhale, the exhale, both together forming a cycle of breath. And then let's try a little bit of a breathing practice. So this one can be nice for yin yoga or for restorative yoga. It can also be nice just in life if you feel like you need to just pause, reground. So we're going to breathe in for a count of 4 in a moment. I'll count first of all, and then you'll count your own. And we're going to breathe out for a count of 6. So rather than kind of forcing the air out for 6, it's a technique of just letting the air out bit by bit, a little bit slower. So I'll count for 3 rounds, and then as long as it feels okay for you to work with that breath, you'll take 3 more rounds. So breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Out, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In for 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just bring awareness back to your natural breath. And like shapes, some breathing practices just don't work for us for whatever reason or on that specific day or at that specific time. So if you felt like actually that one's not for me, then just bring awareness to your natural breath. If you felt okay with that, take 3 rounds. You'll count, breathe in for 4, slow out for 6. After that, plant the soles of the feet to the earth, but there's no rush. So you can bring your bolster in towards your bum or kick it away. It's completely up to you. And we're going to bring a little bit of movement now into the body. So just return to your natural breath. But at any point when we start to hold our shapes for minutes, you might find that coming back to focus on that longer exhale works. So just start to have a little wiggle of the face, loosen the jaw and furrow the brow. You might blink the eyes open a couple of times, but you can absolutely keep them closed for the practice. Let's start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. You might reach the arms up to the sky or back behind you. Have a couple of rolls through the wrists. And then just plant the arms back down beside you. We're going to start to swish the knees from side to side. So the inhale will be your knees to the sky. The exhale, you'll swish them to right. Inhale to center, exhale to left. So just in your own time, just try that. Keep the upper body as close to the earth as you can, and it can be as slow as you need it to be. Just take a couple more. And if it feels all right for your head and neck, just roll your gaze to the opposite direction that your knees drift to. So just starting to work with a little bit of coordination as well. And then when you next drop the knees over to the right side, turn the gaze to the right and sweep your body all the way onto the right side. Just come to nuzzle up there. So we'll take a little sacred pause before we come up to a seat. Push the earth away with the hands or that lower elbow and just start to bring yourself all the way up. And we're going to come into our butterfly position with the legs. So just flip your card over. It's highly unlikely that to come near you or touch you, especially in yin. But if you don't want that, that is fine. So take the heels away from you. So we kind of look down and it's a diamond shape rather than the heels being a bit closer. I sit on the edge of my blanket just to tilt my hips forwards a little bit because it will help with the fold. You've got blocks so you can control how much the legs open if you wish. Nice deep breath in. Just find a little bit of lift of the heart. Maybe take the chin up slightly. And then as you breathe out, start to fold forward. So we're not reaching for anything in particular. We let the chin come to the chest, the spine round. You've also got your bolster, so it's fine for your head to hang heavy if you feel it's fine. If not, take your bolster a bit of a diagonal from your feet, and you might just rest your head on your bolster. So you decide what feels like the kind of preferable position, excuse me, for your body. And we're going to start with 2 minutes in this shape. So, of course, it's absolutely fine if you do need to have a little bit of a wiggle, if you need to come back up and inhale and then come back down as you exhale. But one of our kind of principles, we call it a tattva in yin, is that we welcome this sense of being still. And that can be one of the challenges of yin, the stillness, if we're not used to being still. Halfway there, so we're going to take another minute, as long as that feels okay. Just letting the face be soft, the shoulders, the spine. Last few moments in this shape. So the way we come out of our shape is slow. It's considered as we just start to rise up, lengthen the spine, take a breath. And then let's close the knees. You might extend the legs forwards and just give the toes a little wiggle. If it feels nice, you could take the hands behind you, fingertips turn away, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Just find a little bit of a lift in the heart and taking the gaze up to the sky. And then we're going to come back into that butterfly position just to transfer ourselves somewhere else. So right leg is going to come out to the side, a little bit behind us. So ideally, we want our hips facing forward. So we adjust this right leg to lower, higher, wherever it might be. Maybe we square off the front knee, maybe we don't. And just see how that feels. So that is one option for this shape. That's deer pose. You could take your left heel, bring it towards your right hip, and then take that right leg back, and we transfer it into swan or pigeon in hatha. And it's fine, if you can then re-square back off. For me, it's just not possible because it just hurts, which I don't want to do. Let's walk the hands in a little bit towards that front knee and just start to lift the heart. You'll feel a little squeeze to your lower spine. And then as we breathe out, we're going to start to come forwards. So it might be we use blocks, bolster our own body, just to support the head. We're trying to keep our hips nicely forwards. We can always pop a little something under that left bum cheek if we feel that that would offer some support. And remember, we've got time. So eventually you might bring your head down and your arms forwards. You might not. That's fine. We're going to take 2.5 minutes on this side. So slowly kind of building up. And if this position feels like it's just a no for today or forever, doesn't matter, then you could slide yourself back into deer. Or you might be in a bit of a hybrid situation. That's fine too. Maybe close the eyes and soften as much as you can in as many areas as you can. If you find yourself easily distracted, normal. Maybe just come back to where we began with our practice. So that little bit of self-inquiry about your body and the shape, how your breath feels, exploring that longer exhale, if you like. And just notice what the distraction or what the noise might be in the mind. And see if you can allow it to pass. We've got 1 more minute here. Last few moments. So we'll slowly work our way out of our shape. Push the hands to the earth. If it feels okay, just walk the hands back in towards that front knee. Have a little lift of the chest, soften the shoulders. And then let yourself drift over to that left side. Sweep the back leg forwards. We'll extend the legs away again. Give them a little wiggle. And if it felt nice, we could come back into that little lift of the heart or something else. It's up to you. Chin to chest. Let's walk the hands forwards. Bring ourselves back into our butterfly. And we'll transfer it slowly to the other side. So that left leg goes back. Squaring the hips forward, squaring this front leg perhaps. And just notice how it feels on this side. That could be enough. Or maybe we bring right heel to left hip and just take that left leg back, top of the foot planted to the earth. Walking the hands into that front knee, finding a little bit of lift as we breathe in. And then as we breathe out, just allowing ourselves to come down to whatever position works. You can cushion underneath that right bum if it helps, or the right hip. And again, we'll take 2.5 minutes here. And you might use like the first 10, 20 seconds as a bit of exploration. Do I need more props? Do I need to draw back a bit with this shape on this side? Where can you take your awareness just to keep you as present as possible? It's 1 hour that's dedicated to you. Maybe it's the only hour that you get all week. Softening as many areas as you can. 1 more minute. Last 30 seconds. So slowly starting to bring the torso back up. If it feels okay, walk the hands into that front line of the knee and just lift the heart. Roll over to the side. Let's sweep that back leg forwards. Have a wiggle of the toes. And again, if it feels okay, you might just lift into the heart space by squeezing the shoulder blades together. Bring the chin to the chest, walk the hands back in. We're going to sweep the feet to one side, knees to the other, and just make our way onto our hands and knees. So take your time. Put the hands as wide as you feel, the knees as wide as you feel, and we'll just have a little sway of the hips. Let the head be heavy, the shoulders will sway naturally. And a couple of rounds of cat and cow. So as we inhale, opening the heart, and as we exhale, open the spine. Just take 2 more rounds like that. And then come back to center. We're going to keep the hands where they are. Start to take the knees a little bit further away from us, but hips and knees in line. Drop the elbows down to the ground. They're about shoulder width apart at this point. And the hips are nice and high. We could let the head be heavy or rest it on a block or bolster. We might slide the fingertips forwards. Feel like we're bringing the chest and the forehead towards the earth. So bum is much higher than child's pose. And other ways we can kind of work with this, if we want some support for our chest and our chin, we can pop a bolster just underneath the chin and near the chest. If we want some support for the armpits, we could cross the arms, catch hold of opposite forearm. We're going to up it to 3 minutes. But of course, you don't have to stay here for 3 minutes. So when we say stillness in yin, it's more about avoiding the temptation to just kind of fidget, look around, pick at things, look at things. You know how it is in practice. I know how it is. I practice myself. So more of just kind of slipping into this state of being okay with being still and just allowing things to unfold as they are. Doesn't mean we should stay in a shape if the sensation becomes too strong. Definitely not staying in a shape. If we start to experience kind of sharp sensation or something that we would associate with pain. So it can be quite a fine line between strong sensation and pain. That's where we've got to be really quite connected and truthful about our practice. Nice steady breath will help to soften your body and help to keep you in a calm state. We're halfway there already. One more minute. Last few moments in our expression of the shape. And let's start to slowly lift the gaze, slide or walk the hands back. We're going to come all the way to sit the seat down onto the heels. And we want to keep that kind of nice contact with bum and heels as close as we can as we come into child's pose. So it's up to you. You can keep the knees together. If I use that kind of child's pose, I need some props. So we would pop the arms down by the side of the body, or you could take the knees apart. And it can be nice just to have a little lean into your bolster. So the bum will lift a little bit. We want to keep it as close to the heels as possible. And we're going to take 3 minutes here as well. So use that first little bit of time just to have a play around with props. If you need them, don't need them, want them, don't want them. With the width of the knees. If you need a blanket under the knees, or sometimes the tops of the feet, it's nice to have a little blanket there. And then when you feel satisfied that you are in the best version of the shape for you, not based on how it looks, based on how it feels. Maybe take a nice deep breath in and out. And as much as you can, allow spaces to soften. And we're in quite an interesting transitional period almost at the moment. So we've just come through a full moon in Leo, which is a fire moon, fire sign. We've just come through a Sabbath or a celebration called Imbolc, which is a fire celebration. But we're still in winter, which is dominated by the element of water. We're just over halfway to spring. Again, we're still in winter. So trying to find that combination in yin of opening up through the body, but also that closing down through the body. So the balance of fire and water. We're halfway there. Last minute here. As you exhale, is there any more softness in body or maybe using the breath just to release any distraction in the mind? Last few moments in your version of the shape. Just planting the hands onto the earth and slowly pushing your way. We'll take the knees and the feet about hip distance. You could go a little bit wider. We'll walk the hands back into the knees, tuck the toes, and just slowly then make our way into our forward fold. In yin, we call it ragdoll. So you might catch hold of opposite elbows, feet flat to the earth, nice round spine. So this is really one of the only standing positions because standing is considered more active and yin is more about that passive energy. If you feel dizzy at any point, just slide the hands up a little bit higher and take the gaze forward. We'll only be here for 1 minute. Halfway there. Just let the neck and the head be heavy, the jaw relax. And from here, you might need to walk just slightly forwards from the back of your mat. We're going to turn the toes out. They might be off the mat, the heels in. You could slide your bolster underneath your bum or your blocks. And we bend the knees and come to sit down into our yogi squat. So if we need a little bit higher, we could just pop a block as well. And we'll turn those toes out. That will turn our knees out, our hips out. We could have the hands just resting at the heart space. Or if you feel like the energy is more turning inwards, we'll just bring the upper arms inside the legs, just to keep that nice open shape. And we might just let the head be heavy and have more of a round to the spine. So it's completely up to you. And we're going to take that 3-minute point here as well. If it feels kind of really not that manageable, then we'll come into butterfly instead. So we're still working with opening those inside lines of the legs, external rotation, so whatever you prefer. You might close the eyes. And in shapes that are more challenging for your body, not saying this one is, it is for my body, then we might really bring that focus back to the breath. Breathing in for 4 and slow breathing out for 6. 2 more minutes. We're halfway there. So just having that little bit of self-inquiry again with kindness, like, does this feel like another minute and a half would be okay for me? If so, cool, I'm going to stay here. Do I feel like I might need to come into butterfly or add a prop or take it away? Just letting the face and the shoulders be soft. Last 30 seconds in whatever expression of the shape we have chosen. And from here, we might just lean forward slightly, push anything we have away, and then come down onto our bum. Slowly extend the legs forward for a nice stretch. Up to you if you want to lift into the heart and just come back into that open leaning position. Have a wiggle with the toes, rolling the toes in and out. And then chin to chest, walk the hands back in towards you, and we're going to come down onto the ground. So have perhaps your bolster behind your knees. Have your blanket over you if you wish. Have your eye pillow close by. So just a couple of shapes on the earth, and then we'll head for our relaxation. So come down onto your back. I'll just take a nice deep breath in and out. Let's bring that bolster in towards our bum. So we're going to have a little supported twist here. And scoot your bum over to the left of your mat. Just let your knees drop down to the right and your bolster will support that. Just tucking the shoulder blades into the earth, letting the arms rest to the body or down to the earth. Up to you if you roll your gaze over to the left. And we'll just take 1 minute on each side with our twists. And then come back to neutral with the spine and have a nice long relaxation. Halfway there on this side. Rolling the gaze back to center, a little bit of effort to roll the knees back, plant the feet down, take a breath. And then shuffle yourself over to the other side. And just let the head roll in whichever direction is comfortable for you. And we'll take 1 minute here. Rolling back to center and finding what is a comfortable position for you for Shavasana. That might be kicking your bolster slightly further away so it supports the backs of your knees. That can be really nice for your lower back. I sleep with a bolster behind my knees. That might be that you think, actually, I want to roll over onto my side and just snuggle up. Do you want an eye pillow, a blanket? Do you need to adjust your clothes or your hair in any way? So we get ourselves as comfortable and as free from distraction as possible. And maybe there is distraction outside of the space, but right now that's none of our concern. So the last part of our practice is a short snippet of a bigger practice called Yoga Nidra. And that is essentially a deep relaxation practice. So in a full Yoga Nidra, which could be anything from 20 minutes to an hour or longer, you might find that you almost drift into this kind of liminal space of wake and sleep. You might doze off, that is fine. And all you need to do is just listen to the sound of my voice. And I'll guide you on a short journey around your body, just touching on parts or areas as we go. And you might offer those areas some thanks, some love, some gratitude. Allow it to be again an inquiry with no judgment. So when we touch on certain areas, you don't need to judge, you don't need to fix, you don't need to change. Just be aware. Maybe you've covered or closed the eyes or softened the gaze. And begin to bring your awareness to the sound of the chime. Bring awareness, if you can, to the whole of your physical body. And you might even whisper in your mind, I am resting. I am resting. Become aware of the back of the head, the crown of the head, the forehead, the space between the brows, the eyebrows, the eyes, ears, nose, mouth, chin, jawline, and your throat spine. Awareness of the shoulders, down the upper arms, past the elbows, into the lower arms, the wrists, the back of each hand, the palm of each hand, the fingers and thumbs. Awareness of the glutes, the hips, the thighs, down towards the knees, the lower legs, the ankles, the top of each foot, the heel of each foot, the sole of each foot, and all 10 toes. Bring awareness back to the back of your head. And slowly down the back of your body. Past shoulder blades, rib cage, all the way down the spine, glutes, back to the legs, into the heels. Bring awareness to the crown of the head, and then all the way down the front of your body, past the softening features of your face, past the chest, ribs, belly button, groin space, all the way down the legs into the tips of the toes. Become aware of the right side of your body as you feel it, and the left side of your body as you feel it. And then bring your awareness back to the whole of your physical body as you experience it in this inquiry. The weight, the shape, just exactly as it is. No need to fix it, change it, judge it. The whole of your physical body. And your awareness for the next few minutes might stay with your physical body. It may inquire in the breath or with the fluctuations of the mind. As best you can, stay present in your practice just for a few more minutes as we rest and really let everything settle. Bring awareness to your breath, and you might take a deeper breath, or in for 4 and out for 6. And then awareness shifts back to the body. So you start to reawaken, maybe with a wiggle or a stretch or just swishing the knees. Anything that feels nice for you. Take your time. And then eventually, just coming to roll over to right or left, wherever you feel guided, and take a little sacred pause on the side of your body. And you might keep the eyes closed or have a sleepy gaze as you just push yourself up and find a comfortable seat in this moment. Hmm. Nice tall spine. Let's bring the palms together and just start to rub them together and generate some heat, some energy. And if there's any part of your body that feels maybe a little bit sore from that, that's not a bad thing. Then you might open the palms and take it there. Otherwise, you could go to the face or the heart space and just take a nice deep breath. Let's bring the palms back together, place them around the heart space, and just take a little moment to thank yourself. We thank each other for sharing our time, our energy, our practice. And thank you for joining me. The light and dark in me honors the light and dark in me.